Hello. Welcome to Leap Taken. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft-related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And this is a bit of a Oracle card haul. So I recently purchased 4 Oracle decks. They all just came in the mail one by one, and I'm going to go through them all. Hopefully you saw some of them in a thumbnail, but some have been around for, I think they all have probably been around for a bit of time, but they're new to me. And I'm someone, I like to scope out sometimes, maybe other people's experience with the cards, and I look for certain details about the images and the way the cards feel, and, did it make any sense, that sort of stuff. So that's what I plan on doing today with this video. So let's get into it. Normally, just so you know, if you don't normally watch my channel, I usually do this live on Saturdays. Saturdays. I'm losing my mind. But anyway, I won't be able to go live, but I wanted to share this. Circumstances change, and I know I'm just not going to be available. So I want to share these because I'm so excited about it, and I don't want to wait another week. So in lieu of live, this is where we are. So let's go into the first deck. Everyday Witch Oracle. This has been out for a minute, like at least 2 years, I think, if not more. I could be wrong. I had been wanting to get these cards. Now I have the Everyday Witch Tarot. I've been using those for years. My cards are very worn in. I use those. They're my number one go-to cards. I mean, I have a lot that I go to, but those are like the utmost of my favorite, because it has delivered countless messages to me over the years, and I can't deny it. So I went ahead and I've actually used this deck already, the Everyday Witch Oracle. This one came in the middle first, and just so you know, if you're curious on, well, when you first get the cards, do you just open them up? Yeah, I do. I open them up to look at them. I don't necessarily give myself a reading at that time, but I do like to sort of play around to see what the cards say and kind of get an idea of the energy. With Oracle cards, I mean, you could try to avoid looking at the book depending on the imagery, and the little phrase they might have on the card might make sense, especially if you ask the question or something. Or maybe it just brings a certain vibe, a certain energy, and you're comfortable with it. I do that too sometimes. Other times, especially with the newer deck, I like to look at the book. I know we're all different. That's just me. But let's get into these cards. So this is the front of the card. And then here are what the cards themselves look like. So inspiration and courage. So it is, diverse. We'll just say that. The cards are diverse. I won't go through every single one because we have 4 decks to go through. But I just want to give you an idea of, one, how big the cards are in my hand. They take up, they're bigger than my hand. They are very colorful. I love the imagery in the cards. I do like the way they look. And also they feel as thick, I want to say, as the everyday tarot cards, like you can tell from that. But I don't know, it's given what I thought it was supposed to give. We'll just say that. So I'm pretty sure these will become my new favorites out of my Oracle cards. I say that, but they're all my favorites because they all are a tool to help me with myself and with others. So that's my appreciation for these cards. So here you go. Deborah Blake, Everyday Witch Oracle, and the artwork is by Elizabeth Alba. So that's what this is. So we got that one out the way. The next one, also probably a little more popular. This was already out, of course. Seasons of the Witch, Samhain Oracle. Now, I know this was out, what has it been, at least a year, maybe 2 years that this might have been out? I'm not sure. But I do have the Beltane Oracle, Seasons of the Witch, Beltane, and I have Yule. And the messages I get from those cards are wonderful. Like, they're expansive. I use those professionally as well. And obviously, and definitely personal, especially Beltane. I'm coming off of the season of using them for belting. And I mean, unless I feel called to use those, maybe about like future work or something. If my client is asking me something more down the line next year or something like that, I may need to use them, or I'll use a combination to kind of get an idea of every season. But anyway, Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle. So I like these cards. I did a quick look through because I could not contain myself. Also, I always talk about the packaging. I am a sucker. Look at this. I love the red. Here's the back of the box and the little stars on the side. I love all of this. Okay. And then, of course, you get your book. Now, the book, I am happy to say, if you have ever heard me go through a review, I always talk about how I love the fact that it's colored, and I love that it's colorful. It's not shiny pages, and that's okay. But, like, I'm digging this. I love this. Now, I did not look at the book, I'll be honest. I just looked through the cards before I started filming, but beautiful, beautiful book. Nice and thick. I like this. So that means it's got great messages. So here are what the cards look like on the outside. Peep the red gilding. Love this. I love this so much. I love it. I love the way I look at it. I love the way it catches the light. It's given, witchy, vampire, all of it. And, it's Samhain, of course. So, okay, let's get into this deck. Now, even though I didn't own them, I do know there was some rumblings, if you will. That's how we got to the Seasons of the Witch Belting Oracle, being so diverse and colorful, because there's really no other representation in these cards. Now, if that bothers you, maybe don't add this. And that's okay if it bothers you. It's okay if you don't really notice, I don't want to say you notice, no thing, but if you notice, but you still get something out of the cards. Same. Like, I do notice, and I really wish there was better representation, but at the same time, I can get the message from the card. So the illustrator is Giada Rose. So Juliet Diaz and Lorraine Anderson, that's who wrote the messages. So it's, see what I'm saying? It's, imagery. I like the messages, and we're just going to go with that. I can use these. I can work with these. Like, it's not going to stop me from working with the cards. I was aware of what the situation was when I got the cards. So it's not like, oh, I had no idea. I did know. I'm looking for a specific card to show y'all. So all these are the same. This is something different. Let me pull this up the right way. This is something different. Greet the darkness. So I do like that. Look like they got braids in here, so I'm kind of digging it. I don't know if you can pick that up. Anyway, their hair looks textured. And then the healer card. This is the one I was looking for. This is the only one that looks like it's a person of color compared to like these others. And healer says, listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, a river of mercy blessed by mother, seen only by those who hold her mirror. So you might want to dig into the book to get a better understanding of that, but you get it. Now, I knew that I wanted these cards regardless, and I got them, and I am still very pleased with the overall artwork once we got the diverse conversation out of the way, or lack thereof diversity. I don't love that. I'm not gonna lie about that. I don't love that, but I do actually like the cards, and I wanted to add it to my collection of Oracle cards because I felt called to. I know I'm not the only person. I work with other women, and we're all feeling this pull toward this deck, so there's that. So now I want to get into some other cards. Juliet Diaz and Lorraine Anderson actually authored these cards as well. The Earthcraft Oracle is 44 cards. I didn't tell you this is 40. I don't know how many this is. I didn't pay attention. This one tells me it's 44 cards, so I don't know how many. And this one's, aren't they usually all about the same? 44 cards in this one, but we'll get to that. But anyway, the Earthcraft Oracle. So let's get into this one. if I can get into if I can get into the box. You know, when I took the plastic off, they were, you know, wrapped super well, packaged and everything. And even that first time, it was like trying to get the box off. That would be my only complaint about the packaging, but colorful, diverse, that's what you're getting from here. Earth Mother. Look at this. Earth Mother, I worship thee, for thy body is my temple, my religion reclaimed. I love that, by the way. So let's get into these cards. So the book, first and foremost, you can see this, everything's just colorful. So here's the book. By the way, here are the authors. Lorraine Anderson is a clearly Black woman. And she is part of, you see her name here at the top corner? She is on these cards. So, you know, a Black woman is involved. It's just not a whole lot of representation, except for maybe that one card and possibly the darkness card where it looked like they have braids. Anyway, but listen, it's important for some people. Representation matters. Anyway, myself included, by the way. But anyway, yeah, so we have Julia Diaz, Lorraine Anderson, and Danielle Badu Fortune. Fortune is spelled like fortune, but it has a little accent over the E at the end. A Trinidadian poet, artist, empath, and magic maker. She's, I think, the one who probably did some of the work in here. Oh, no, she does the art. She does the art. Okay, so let's get into these cards. When I say colorful, I wasn't just talking like people. I meant like colorful. But the very first card, Abundance. I love the way these cards look. Let's just be clear. I love the way these cards look. Like, they are absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. It's give Earthcraft, Earth Mama. You know, if you want to get your, you know, Green Witch on, this is perfect to add to your card decks, your, I was going to say library, but what do you call it when it's Tarot and Oracle? Collection. Your collection. Oh, look at the Death one. And that makes sense. Okay, let's analyze this card a little bit. So this is perfect, 7 Death, because, you know, they're showing like a tree and it, you know, it's person kind of like personified, and, you know, the winter and the tree has died, you know, it's gone, or so it seems. Is anything ever truly dead? And then let's look at Drought. So it's like sun and it's sand. You can see that in a person's walking, but, you know, there's no water. Drought. I like that. Burn. Look at this. Gorgeous cards. Just gorgeous. Forest Tears. Look at that. I mean, when I saw these, I was like, whoa. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Just gorgeous. I'm just the soul loss. Soul loss. Look at that. And look, she's weeping. It just, I don't know, this card, it gets to me somehow. I mean, it's the imagery. She's crying, the way she's holding on to, like, it looks like a bubble with like organisms inside of it. And I don't know, I think there's a lot to be said about that. I'm thinking like miscarriages and things like that card. That's what came to my head when I saw that card. Then Spirit of the North. Look at that with the North sign on it. And then Spirit of the South. I don't know if you can make that out. And the West and so forth. And then they have a guy. Thunderstorm. Okay. Just beautiful cards. Wild Winds. I love that color, that purplish color. Oh my God. Womb. Check that out. Beautiful. Beautiful cards. Beautiful. Like, I cannot say enough. You are sacred. I think this is something you could just have in your space and just kind of look at that card. So if you were curious about the book that comes with it. So that's number 44. Just to give you an idea of a little bit about these meanings about this card. So I won't go through the whole thing. You are sacred. Your mind, body, and soul are the perfect trifecta. The only things that are truly in your control and possession is this life. We all agree. And then it moves on to say the next section is honoring the self ritual. Ingredients: a body of water and some white flowers. Honoring the water is honoring the self. Be still with the powers that live within. Sit beside a body of water, a river, lake, ocean, pond, or even a shower or bath. Meditate on the sacred connection between you and the water. And when you're ready, walk into the waters and offer her white flowers. I like how they included that if a bath or shower, because not everybody has access to a body of water, myself included. It's not so easy for me to just, quickly run over to this large body of water and hold a little bit of a self healing ceremony or something, or ritual, because one, I'd have to find the body of water. And if I did find a body of water here, which I know there are some not too far from me, they're very populated, or it's private property. So there's that. So let's get into the next cards. By Karen K. Artwork by Linda Olson. Messages from the Mermaids. By the way, the Earthcraft cards, these are really thick. These are the thickest cards. They're thicker than Everyday Witch Oracle, and they're thicker than the Season of the Witch Samhain Oracle as well. Just heads up. And I like that. I don't know about you. But you might not like it if you're trying to shuffle the cards. So sometimes, it takes longer to break those cards in because they're so stiff. I have other cards like that too. I'm just looking over because all my cards are over there. It's like, yeah, I actually got my one. Yeah, it's a couple. I had 3 decks. I'm trying to make them a little more pliable. Anyway, messages from the mermaids. Again, I know this is probably not new. It's new to me. And I love good packaging. So in the box it says, when you fully open your heart and mind to the mermaids, miraculous transformations can happen. I love that. Beautiful looking cards, by the way. And here's the inside. Now, these cards definitely stood out to me. And I start with the book. These cards definitely stood out to me. It's not color. It's all black and white. Because I have been, this is the time of year, I think specifically, 1, it's the time of year, 2, I feel like I can only go so long without being near water. And these cards were an extension of that need and that desire and that reminder of my connection to water, specifically to the ocean. I am someone who enjoyed living for years by the ocean, so very close to it. I remember at one point I was like 10 minutes from the beach, like just driving 10 minutes. I could get there like with no lights and no traffic. That was my all-time high of being able to get there in exactly 10 minutes, get into my parking spot, and there, I'm done. Another 2 minutes to get into the beach, but there, you get me. But yeah, so these cards are representing, like when I buy cards, I don't just buy cards because I said, oh, that looks cute. I mean, sometimes, like I have a Disney Villains deck. I just really wanted that. I have a Friends deck, the Friends, the TV show, because I really like Friends. I really wanted to have that. And so I wanted, like those sort of things are just more of like collector items. And maybe for fun, I might use them for a reading, but this is a little different. This actually called to me, so that's why I got these cards. So let's get into the cards. Just like the ocean calls to me. So these are the cards. Can we talk? It's simple, beautiful, the colors. Bam, let's look at the imagery. So, abundance. So the way the cards feel, it's pretty thick. It's not very thin. It's not the Earthcraft cards to me feel like they're the thickest, but it's okay. I kind of like how it is. It's not so, I like the drawings a lot. Acceptance, by the way. I love the mermaids look absolutely stunning and beautiful. And there is some diversity in these cards, by the way. Look at awareness. All the mermaids, do they have to be skinny? No, check out awareness. And I love that. Love this, by the way. And be spontaneous. First of all, yes. Yes. Blessings. Look at that. And again, I'm not going to go through them all, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what these cards look like if you had no idea. Now you know. Communication. I'm trying to stop, but they're also nice to look at. Innocence, beautiful card. Letting go, representation matters. I like that her hair is short and curly. I like that her skin is deeply hued. I love that. And here's the thing, memories. I love the way they drew her hair. I love the imagery. I like the way it looks against her skin tone in the background. I love this. And in her hand, she's holding oracle cards. I love this card. I love the way it looks. So I like having appreciation for the artwork and then move forward. I love the way he's commanding Mermaid. And then mystery. I love the way that card looks. I really do. So anyway, these are absolutely stunning cards. Absolutely stunning. Love the way these look. I love the energy that the cards bring to my collection of cards. All of them are significant to me. All of my cards are. Actually, they're so significant. I may need to keep looking over because I'm looking, it's a lot. I have cards on a bit of a shelf I made, but I also have cards on a bookshelf and then other cards in a closet on a shelf. So I need to do something about that. I'm not sure, but I know I need to think of better storage solutions. And that's a project probably for 2023, but for now I need sort of a temporary solution. So I'm thinking I might get some sort of shelving or something. I didn't want to put anything on the wall because it gets heavy with all the boxes on there. I didn't want to do that. But I do have space over on my other side near my work craft table. And I was thinking about maybe just, I don't know, putting a shelf there just so I can have all my cards. I like to be able to see everything. And right now I'm kind of stacking things and things are behind, and I don't like that. I need to be able to see. That way, if I have a scheduled reading, I can look and say, okay, based on, first off, the energy I'm getting, I know what cards to work with. That's how I do, by the way. Like, well, how do you know which cards to work with? I let my intuition guide me. I let the energy that I'm receiving, or if I'm receiving nothing, I have basic cards. If I don't feel like I'm getting anything, my go-to cards. I go to my Everyday Witch Tarot. That's my main cards. I go there because they won't fail me. But if I'm being pulled to draw from different decks, I do that as well. But I listen, I pay attention. I listen in that moment on what I feel. Your feelings can drive you in witchcraft, especially in divination. They can also disrupt, as well, as we all know. But pay attention. This little haul I have with all 4 of these cards, for me, is just a representation of listening, of learning to listen to my higher self, of learning to trust my intuition, of learning to believe that if I'm being guided towards something, I don't need to second guess myself. I mean, we all have moments where we get kind of, I'm not saying that you're always 100% certain about every decision and everything you do in life, even as a practicing witch, right? Of course, there are times you might, we second guess ourselves. Let's just be honest. Even if we don't mean to, somehow we're back, we're back there again, myself included. But for the most part, outside of those small moments, I really don't have a lot of that happening to me. I'm pretty certain about my decisions. I'm pretty certain because I'm listening to what's inside, not outside. Yes, it's good to have spirit guides. Yes, it's good to work with your ancestors and to work with deities and spirits and everything else in between. It's wonderful to have those experiences and for them to give you messages and guidance. Lovely. However, ultimately, start within first. Listen to yourself. I find that even within witchcraft, paganism, the way a lot of people are interpreting, there's this constant back and forth between some entity, some spirit, that you have to keep checking in, and your decisions are not your own. They tell you what to do and you do it. And I think one of the things I can honestly say, because I don't worship anything, I don't worship God, spirit, fairies, plants, ancestors. I don't worship, revere, respect, um, venerate, those words, but not worship. I don't worship. So with that being said, I don't approach my spirituality like that. I don't judge anybody else, but there are red flags with that, in my opinion. You miss out on the opportunity sometimes to know that it's okay. Like, this is going to be necessary. You miss out on opportunities, purchasing things, that's not the right word, acquiring things or people, even having certain people cross your path because you had a gut feeling about them, or even avoiding for that matter. But I'm trying to stick with the positive. Acquiring more knowledge, acquiring tools, people who can give you knowledge, people who are willing to help you work through and sift through what you already know so that you can learn even more. It's difficult to get to that point where you're just kind of flowing with the universe and with those around you. Your alarm goes off when you go this way. Oop, that's not my right path. Those people, that place, not for me. But over here feels okay. Challenging. Everybody's not perfect. I don't know if I like the whole scene, but I know something inside of me says it's okay to keep moving forward. You have to learn to trust yourself, and that takes a lot of time, especially since people are typically, especially women, are sort of raised in a society where we're told to basically ignore all of our basic instincts, let alone intuition. And, intuition can be used against you. If you've ever been in, for people who are in situations where people's like, oh, well, use it against you. Basically, if you felt like something was off, they blame you, odd things like that. But anyway, because I am receptive to my higher self, that part of me that connects me to goddesses, to gods, to ancestors, to spirit, to my space in this cosmic chaos we're all, pieces of soup in. Because that is true about me, I can believe my higher self. I can believe in my instincts. I can trust the little whispers, the intuitiveness that comes with just being me. I learned to trust that. And I, so far, have not been led wrong. Sometimes I don't like what it says or where it leads me initially. It might be a hard path. I wanted it easy. I wanted comfortable. Maybe things are moving too fast, or maybe things are not moving fast enough. That happens as well. But you have to learn to trust yourself. And I'm glad I did, because I came across these awesome decks that I believe are going to be even better for me for my readings, professionally speaking, and personal readings as well. I'm very excited about all of these decks. So that's it. That's the video. Just wanted to share. Please do the whole like thing. It helps. And subscribe if you haven't already. And also please consider sharing. And the other thing is the Leap Taken membership. I'm currently still have a video saying there's 2 levels. There's just the one now, and that's the first level. So made that simple. Just haven't gotten around to re-recording another video yet, but go ahead and hit that join button if you don't mind, and go ahead and join the membership here. And then if you are interested in any of the readings that I offer, head on over to leaptaken.com. Check that out as well. Well, I end here. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Mika. This is Leap Taken. All right, bye.